Okay, internet listeners, welcome to the third edition of the Box Good podcast. I'm here with Tim.
Hey,
and
what's up?
Today in the box, we're going to finally address PAX East 2014, which I know we've been building up for quite a while.
And by quite a while, we mean like 2 episodes.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
Actually, well, that and also Wax, which might be the other.
And Watsky.
Yeah, or Wax and Watsky. Well, we've been building up to Watsky, but Wax is going to probably be in both of those.
Now, I know at this point, PAX was several weeks ago, but because of lack of our other members of the group we went to PAX with,
The PAX party.
And just schedule problems, we're gonna have to talk about with just us. So yeah,
which is good because I can defend my point without Jacob. We will get to that, but
maybe I'll stand in as Jacob.
Fine, go ahead. You can be the wrong person in the situation.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, essentially, first of all, I'm just gonna start off by saying PAX was incredible.
Yes.
It was so awesome.
Definitely.
I mean, I've never been to a convention, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, obviously I'd seen pictures and I've seen like videos, like promotional videos from past years, but honestly I had no idea what to see when I was going in there, but it was so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to see just like so many people too. Like, I mean, I knew there would be a lot of people, but there were a lot of people, like just an insane amount of people, to the point where it was just kind of difficult to like get around places, which is,
I mean, I think how many people were there? Like 80,000 or something like that?
It was some insane number like that, yeah. Like, it was a lot. Like, the entire...
At least at the height of the day. I don't think it was like... maybe it was right off the bat. I don't know. We waited in quite a long line.
Yes, definitely. That was like a common theme when we were at PAX, was waiting in lines.
I think we spent at least half the day in lines. But yeah, they had a lot of cool developers there. There's an indie showcase. Tim and Jacob's goal was to see famous cosplayer Jessica Negri,
which we mentioned in the first podcast, and I am sad to report that we failed in that cause.
Yeah, they failed in their duty.
But I will back myself up on why. Well, should we talk about that now or just get to it later?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so here's the setup. Now, we got to PAX, and me and Jacob, of course, we were like our PAX pact was that we were going to do whatever we could to see Jessica Negri.
No, since I'm not super familiar with Jessica Negri, like I know she's a famous cosplayer. What does she typically do? Like, what does she dress up as?
Just really, it's mostly just video game characters.
Was she dressed up? She was dressed up as a League of Legends character, right?
Well, not at PAX. She was at PAX? She was a WildStar character because she was hired to be.
Oh, that's right. She was at the WildStar booth.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking League of Legends.
Well, she's done League of Legends before. The common thing in her cosplay is she makes them all sexualized. So like.
Well, I feel like any female cosplayer, that's typically what happens just anyway.
But like to a ridiculous, like you know the Pokemon Slow King.
Yes, I do.
She did a cosplay of Slow King. Teemo from League of Legends, who is like a little tiny teddy bear looking kind of guy with a hat on. She did that, but like with, of course, massive amounts of cleavage, which is I guess
so a male character.
She did. She did like a crossplay, which is like a male character, but I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, she did Nathan Drake.
Who's Nathan Drake?
Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
And the assassins from Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, she also did. Yeah.
How does that even work? I mean,
well, it's the same suit, like just like a lower cut. That's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
which is why
I'd be assassinated by her any day.
Wink. Yeah. Okay. But so
essentially, we got there. We had to wait in a pre-event line essentially, because they opened the doors at 10 to the expo, or the show floor with all the different booths, and so we waited there. And it wasn't actually too long. I mean, we got there not too long before 10, so we only waited there for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. And the entire time I was street passing like a mofo.
Yeah, we brought our DSs.
I
Nintendo
bought a DS
DS
specifically before PAX, specifically for PAX, just so I could start doing that now because I knew there was going to be a lot of people there. And I was like, get a head start.
Can't get all those. What are those points you get? Is it pass points or something like that?
Street.
Oh no, play coins.
Well, you don't get those for street passing people.
All right, it's walking around with your DS, so it's a win-win because you're getting all these street passes as well as
play coins.
Yeah, play coins.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But the actually downside to that is I downloaded all of the Street Pass games like the other 4.
Yeah, I still didn't do it, but honestly, I didn't feel the need to.
Yeah, well, there's only like
okay. The one I did wish I had was that army one,
the Warriors Way one.
Oh, that looks so cool.
That's basic. Well, I mean, that's just a glorified rock paper scissors.
Yeah, but still, the fact that like you gain all these like thousands of armies. So like you see like your me or whatever with like thousands of me's behind you.
Yeah,
a sea of me's.
And then see me, and then there's the only one that I would say is not worth it is there's one where you just grow flowers, and it's just like you plant the seed, and then the people that come through your street pass, they water the plant for you. And then, like, their plants will cross-pollinate with your plants so you can
So
get
basically,
seeds.
to keep the plants alive, you have to street pass.
Well, I mean, they don't die. I don't think they die. That'd be kind of stupid. I really hope they don't die. I should experiment in that. Just not bring my 3DS around for a while and see what happens.
Well, yeah, so after waiting in line around 10 o'clock, then, we kept ourselves busy in the line. There, people are throwing beach balls around, observing the thousands of Misty cosplays.
Which, by the way, someone pointed this out on the ride home. Someone that wasn't in our PAX party, but was friends of a friend of a friend of.
Actually, it was our. Okay, it's our mom's friend's son's girlfriend. There we go.
Yeah, she pointed out, and this is completely true. There is no such thing as a cute Misty cosplay.
Yeah, that looked pretty.
Like
trashy.
Trashy is like the best word for it. Like it just doesn't translate well into real life.
It's also the easiest one to do.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because
yellow shirt,
short shorts, and suspenders, and maybe tie your hair up in a thing.
Or yeah, and she has red hair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so dye your hair red.
Dye red.
Still,
get some hair chalk.
Pretty minimal.
Yeah. But yeah, there were quite a few Misties. There was quite a few Ashes actually too.
I only saw a couple actually.
Well, I mean more than I would expect since that character.
I've seen no Brock. I didn't see any Brock.
Yeah, that makes me sad. Frying pan. You just have it.
Yeah. But yeah, around 10, we got into the showroom, and first we headed straight for the merch booth, which was an absolute mistake.
Yeah, we were told earlier that there have been previous years where they have run out of merch. Which, when you go to PAX, you want to get your PAX t-shirt to prove that you were there and all that. What we didn't factor into that is we were there the first day, and I'm pretty sure they knew how many people were going to be coming, so I would guess that they would have enough merch for at least the first 2 days and maybe run out on the third.
Well, yeah, so our mistake was we waited about an hour right off the bat. As soon as we got in there, for a transaction, which took about 5 seconds, t-shirt was $20.
Which
had the $20 bill in my hand, walked up, shirt, gave him the bill, was gone in 10 seconds.
That just makes me so angry.
So I waited an hour for that.
Angrier than anything else was the transaction was so quick, like an hour wait for that. But yeah. So then at that point, basically we had to go straight to the Rooster Teeth panel, right?
Yeah. Because of the unanticipated wait for the merch, we went straight from there at around, I think it was 12 o'clock. They had the Rooster Teeth panel in the main theater. So we went up there, and that was a great panel. I've never been to any panel of any sort. But yeah, essentially, it was, who was there? It was Michael, Ray, Gavin,
Bernie, and
then Michael's wife. Lindsay. Yeah. And then there was the animator whose name fails me.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the animator for that show that
Ruby.
For Ruby, that anime they do.
And he's like a legitimate kung fu man. Like he knows.
Does he actually?
I think.
I know they said that. I didn't know if he actually knew kung fu.
I'm 99% sure he knows some kind of martial arts. Or not 99, like 98.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cool panel. They came out and they talked about stuff that was coming up recently. Then they showed a raw cut of the newest Immersion, which I believe came out already. I don't know if you saw it, Tim.
I didn't see the one that came out.
I mean, it was the same thing we saw, except
probably cut down a little bit more.
And plus, they added the actual. They added the little, I guess you'd say, heads-up display for if you're playing Fruit Ninja. They put that around Michael and Gavin
that
for
was
points
the first
every time
of Immersion I've ever seen. So,
oh, really? I mean,
yeah.
I've only seen one or two besides that. Another one I saw was they were in a race car. And they were while they were strapped into a race car, they had a TV playing a race car game, and they had to see if they could race while in their game make around 3 laps before the race car driver could get around 3 laps, and every time they'd have a pit stop where they'd be forced to drink all this milk and eat cheese puffs.
Oh God!
And they were like throwing up.
I would imagine
in the back, and then Michael like throws up into a bag at one point, and he's like, "Look at it, Gavin, Gavin, look at it!" And like as they're driving. Yeah, it's a good series though. So yeah, they showed a raw cut of that, and then they answered some fan questions, right? They got some people from the audience.
Yeah. Was there any like standout fan questions? I mean, they were all just like mostly. Well, I mean,
that one guy was smart when he came up there, and he was like, "Hey, can I do the podcast intro?" So he took a couple selfies of himself in front of thousands of people at the PAX.
Mistakes. I'm making sarcastic air quotes, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
But yeah, you got to give credit for that guy.
Yeah, that guy was smart. I don't watch AWU all that much, so I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably made it into the.
Yeah, I would think so. I know they posted the podcast, or maybe they just posted the PAX.
It
panel.
wasn't actually a podcast. It was just like live streamed, and I think it's just on
for
Twitch
the PAX panel.
Yeah, like I thought, because a lot of the time when they have well, it was labeled as a panel, not a live podcast. So I guess, yeah, that should have been the first clue that it wasn't going to be the podcast for that week. But usually, like, they'll have a live podcast, and then that will just be the podcast for that week. But it wasn't. Yeah, so I guess just if you want to see that panel, actually, I'm pretty sure someone posted it on YouTube, right?
I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I know that I saw on the Rooster Teeth Facebook page that they posted the panel. So yeah, you should check it out. It's really cool.
Yeah. Lads Action News at the beginning with bloody hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They played that. They played a clip of that, right? That was like their intro.
Yeah.
Before
they did like
Michael, Ray, and Gavin came out.
And then yeah, like they. Oh, I don't want to. Should we give it away? Whatever. They played live Lads Action News that they made for PAX, and then at the end they were just like, "Oh, we didn't finish it, so I guess we gotta finish it now." And they came out and they ran around with the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was a good panel. Let's see. After that, where did we go?
I think that was after that we just kind of wandered around.
Right. Yeah. After that, we decided to spend some time on the show floor because it closed at 6, so we wanted to make the most of seeing all the booths and stuff.
At that point, we really had not experienced PAX besides
waiting in line for an hour
and the panel, and that was it.
Yeah. So we spent from about 2 to 6. We walked around. Or maybe 1:30 or whatever. We walked around the show floor. I probably spent way too much money.
Yeah, me too.
On merch. They have a lot of cool stuff.
They did. I bought a new hat that was the exact same as my old hat.
Yeah, I bought 4 new t-shirts, and I bought a set of Generation 1 Pokemon badges.
Those were pretty nice.
Yeah. I saw them, and I'm like, okay.
Did you get a display case for those yet?
No, I still need to. I think that'd be best. I was considering pinning them onto something, but I think it would look better if they were just like in a case, like in the show.
Yeah.
So worth it to me.
By the way, it's just a quick side note for when we finally get to this. The entire time, me and Jacob were going back and forth, like, should we go now? No, dude, we got to build up the hype. We'll do it later. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Back to the Wildstar booth.
Yeah, like we were wondering, like, should we go directly after the RTX panel? And he was like, "Oh no, dude, we got to build up the hype." That was like, I think the exact quote that he said was, "We got to build up the hype." So just keep that in mind.
Now I'm gonna play Jacob, or I'm just gonna say his argument. I'm not involved, but I'm just gonna say what Jacob was saying.
You made me feel guilty like all the rest of them. So go ahead. Wait. So here's what happened when we finally did go back to the Wildstar booth. So we went there. Actually, the first time we checked, which was very early in the morning as we were going to get PAX merch, Jessica was not there because, I guess the booth just opened, so whatever.
Well, first, let me just say, we did go to the booth, and you guys were going to stand in line, but then we got in the wrong line. It was like to play...
the beta.
It was to play the beta. For what game was that?
Wildstar.
For Wildstar, okay. I didn't know if that was the game or if that was the developing company.
The developer, I think, is Carbine Entertainment or something.
Okay, see, I thought that was the developer. So anyway, I'm learning things.
But yeah, so we got in the wrong line. Well, okay, yeah. So the first time she wasn't there. The second time we went back, we got in line, but yeah, it was for the beta, and So it was like we asked around, like, is this for Jessica? Or Jessica, and I think Monica Lee was also there, who's another cosplayer.
Monica Lee.
Monica Lee.
Oh, Monica Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were, is this for the line for the cosplay thing? And they're like, oh no, that's that line over there. And then we turn and see this gigantic line that's like 50 people long or whatever.
So I mean, you guys made the choice to not wait in that line. You could have done it.
Well, also they said the line was capped, which made me. So yeah, the line was capped, which made me believe that was it. Once that line was done, the cosplay thing, that would all be done. That's what I thought. And I'm pretty sure Jacob felt the same way. So, yeah, we decided that, maybe we'd come back later, see if the line was shorter at least or something. So, yeah, we kind of wandered around a little bit more.
What else? We walked around the perimeter, didn't we? And we got a lot of merch again. And then we stopped. I know you went back to this later and actually played the demo, but we stopped at
Hotline Miami 2 booth.
Yeah,
which I want to talk a little bit more about that later.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
Well, let's just address this Jessica situation first.
Yeah, well, I know at one point, Jack and I separated from you and Jacob. We wanted to go to the Rooster Teeth booth to get merch. Mm-hmm. And then you and Jacob split up. I thought you guys were going to go back in line, but was that after we found out that she wasn't there?
No, actually what happened? Okay, so... Yeah, we wandered around, and then we stopped at the Behemoth booth.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So we stopped in this line because Tim had bought a roll of toilet paper
off Newgrounds.com.
Off of the Newgrounds website, and he wanted to get it signed by creator Tom Fulp.
Yeah, as well as Stamper, who was a founding member. I don't think he's actually with Newgrounds anymore, but he still collaborates with them and all that. Because I thought, wouldn't that be hilarious if I bought toilet paper and then had him sign it? So yeah, I went into the line. I thought, this will be like, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. The thing I didn't realize, and I should have realized this earlier, is Stamper is a bloody artist. So he, of course, is going to be drawing things for people. Like, they're going to bring stuff for him to sign, and then he's going to draw stuff on it. And yeah. So that line, instead of being around 15 minutes, was like around almost an hour.
No, it was an hour.
Was it an hour?
It was an hour.
Okay, it was an hour.
I mean, because this guy was drawing personalized pictures for dozens and dozens of people.
It wasn't that many. That's
yes,
what made
me. Yes, there were.
It was like, I'd say
if you recall, I mean, it wasn't as long as some of the other lines we were waiting in, but the line stretched. It stretched down along with this one booth and then wrapped around a corner, and then it went like halfway down there, and that's when we jumped in the line.
Yeah. Okay.
So still, I mean, it wasn't too long when you think about some of the other ones, but yeah, he was doing all these personalized drawings for the other people. So
yeah. So
yeah, after that, so then we're like, okay, wild start time. So then we all went back to the booth.
No, you guys split up.
No. We went with you. We went with you.
Oh, okay.
I remember seeing the disappointment on your face as you went over to ask one of the
attendees.
one of the attendees or.
No, well, not attendees. I would have one of the people that worked at the booth. Like they were
booth bouncer.
Booth bouncer, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. If Jessica Negri was coming back, didn't he give some kind of vague answer?
He was just like, well, no. I come up and I'm like, so is Jessica gone for the day? Is that it? And he's like, yeah, I think so. Like it wasn't like a definitive yes or no. It was just enough for me to like have hope. Because
yeah, right.
We went back like 2 more times, I think, very briefly, just to see if she was actually still there. And she wasn't. To be fair, I had no clue that she was going to be leaving. I thought she was going to be there until the floor closed at 6.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know if she's coming back? If she came back later in the weekend?
Yeah, she was definitely there for the other 2 days. And there were pictures of her on her Facebook page that were like, she was out of costume, just kind of wandering around the floor, which would have been... Once again, I know this is so pathetic. I was hoping that, because we saw other people just walking around the convention center, right?
Yeah.
I was hoping we would just like accidentally bump into her and then it'd be like, oh, holy crap.
I mean, I know we bumped into Bernie from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah,
or we didn't bump into him. We passed by him. But we easily could have gotten a picture or something. But he was walking around with someone, and I didn't really want to like.
He said later on the podcast that he was trying to look busy too, so he wouldn't get stopped and mobbed by people.
Yeah, and again, I kind of would have felt bad. I'm sure like he was with the booth and pretty much all day. I'm sure the last thing he wanted is like his one break from the booth is to be like, Bernie.
And also, we saw Rocco from Mega 64 just chilling at the handheld lounge, like literally right next to me. And I'm pretty sure I made eye contact with him at one point. but I just didn't want to like go up and I didn't know what to say. Like I was like, oh holy crap, you're Rocco. I just like because he was talking with other people. I didn't want to like interrupt with like they were just other I think Mega 64 fans. But yeah, I just didn't want to.
Oh, well, if he was talking with other Mega 64 fans, then.
But I didn't want to just like elbow my way into the conversation. Just like I don't know. It felt like just leave it. Yeah. But so yeah, I was hoping that at some point maybe we'd just bump into Jessica Negri, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I missed you at the booth. Can I have a picture?" And she'd be like, "Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Also, here's my number."
Also strips off clothes,
Yeah.
for a picture.
Yeah, but no, none of that. But
you didn't get to live your dream.
Not yet.
Dream crushed.
Dream crushed.
Until next year.
Temporarily. Until she's at something else that I'm going to, which is probably going to be next PAX.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have to say, I don't know how serious Jacob is about this, but the entire time I was just like, I'm so sorry, man. And he's like, no, cool. It's cool, Tim. I mean, it was just my dream after all, but I mean, it's cool. Like,
See, what I love about Jacob is because he usually talks in about one kind of tone.
Yeah, like he's very monotone a lot.
I mean, once you get to know him, you can tell when he's joking, but like there's some times where like he's like, no, Tim, it's cool. I mean, honestly, it's not a big deal. It's just my dream.
Yeah.
That I really wanted to see. I really want to see her at this booth, and it's all right, Tim. No, it's cool.
But yeah, okay. Once again, but that was right in the moment when I felt bad about it. Now I have to say he was the one that was also I was agreeing with that we should build up the hype and not go directly after the Rooster Teeth panel. So, not all my fault. No, not all mine.
Well, anyway, moving on from that incident.
Yeah.
What do we do after that? After the showroom closed, we got extremely overpriced food.
We got like how much was your slice of pizza? Like $6, or was it $3?
Yeah, it was like $6.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, $3 I could actually understand because it was a good slice of pizza, like a good size. Slice of pizza.
I totally see how they're doing that because they know people are hungry and they're gonna buy it, which that's what we did. Yeah, so
I got a $10 steak bomb, which is a giant steak sandwich.
Big ass sandwich.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was worth $10, but it was a big ass sandwich. So yeah, it was delicious. I loved it. And then we also put like Cheetos on it because you had Cheetos from before. Like we just sprinkled a bunch of stuff on it, and I'm surprised I'm not dead.
Got some diabetes from deep fried cookie dough.
Yeah, deep fried cookie dough.
Come on, you gotta live. This is Merc.
Yeah, YOLO.
This is America.
Until you die of diabetes. What would that be? You only live once until you die from diabetes. Where is that shirt? Where is that hashtag?
Well, you still only live once. It's not like once you die of diabetes, you don't live once.
Well, that is true. Well, I mean, until you die of diabetes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, whatever.
You can put that at the end of it.
Why don't you make a shirt for that?
I will. That will be the first official Box Goods shirt. Well, I mean, besides whatever our logo is going to be. And then the next one.
Eventually, if we get to the point where our catchphrases become shirts.
Yeah. Or we can just like.
Maybe someday.
Someday. But yeah. So yeah, we went, after we got the food, we went to the PC Lounge, right?
Yeah, we kind of wandered around. We went to the handheld lounge for a little bit.
We went to the arcade.
Yeah, they had this arcade collection with all these classic games, which is pretty cool.
I showed you guys Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know they had like QuickTime games back in the early 90s or
that was
late
like
80s or whatever.
Yeah, that was like late 80s.
Yeah, it's kind of cool actually.
That was like the first. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that was the first game to have QuickTime events because I'm not exactly sure myself, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the first ones.
But yeah, we checked that out. Then we went down. They had a PC room. I don't know, PC lounge. I don't know what they call it. But essentially, it was just in one part of the show floor that they had about how many computers would you say? Like 50, 60?
I'd say more than that.
70, 80, 90?
It had 100. To be close to 100.
Yeah, they had around 100 PCs, gaming PCs, and they let you rent it out for 45 minutes at a time. So we all went in there.
They let you guys rent it out for 45 minutes at a time.
We all sat down at the same time. We started playing Team Fortress 2, and then this guy every about 10 minutes ish, a guy would come up to Tim and just be like, "Your time's up, sir. You gotta leave." Even though he sat down at the same computer like at the same time we did. We had to constantly be like, "Oh no, he's with us." Like,
yeah, like
trying to kick him out.
The thing was, when we sat down, there was 3 computers like that were on, and then there was another one that was flipped up. like it was off, and then there was the other one, and that's the one I sat down at. Because they said, was it like B1 to B5? I think we were or something.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, they gave us like a row of 5 computers.
Yeah, so I assumed that they would keep track of that sort of thing, but apparently not, because it always went down the same way. I would get on, like I was playing the game, and they'd be like, "Oh, dude, your time's up," and I'm like, I stepped in with these guys. Originally, I was just like, are you serious? Like I thought I was just gonna have to leave. But like,
why wouldn't you at least be like, no, I'm with them. Fight for your rights, Tim.
Because I'm a bitch. But like, yeah, they would come up and be like, yeah, you have to go, sir. Like some of them got like really like they were dismissive about it. Like one guy was just about to walk away as I was. Like he just went, "Oh, sir, your time's up. Come on, you gotta go. All right, let's go." And like he was gonna walk away as I was like, he's done with that. Like he wasn't even gonna have to listen to what I was gonna say. But yeah, and then I'd be like, "No, I was with these guys. I don't know what happened. This computer's off. Maybe there was a mix-up." And he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'll go talk to someone about that." Everyone said that. Every single person was like, "I'll make sure to check back with."
Wasn't meant to be.
No, apparently not.
But so what do we do after that?
No, I think that wasn't that after. That was directly after the food, and then we went to like the arcade.
All right. So a lot out of order, but I know at one point we went back to the handheld lounge. Where Tim lost his phone, or was your iPod? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Lost that, but thanks to some friendly attendees near us, we were able to get it back.
You can always depend on the kindness of strangers, which was funny because we spent like 10 minutes next to them because one of the guys we were talking to, brother, like he said like my brother took the phone or took the iPod.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to call him the entire time and he wasn't picking up the phone, but it turned out he just turned it into the help desk.
Yeah, well, we spent like 20 minutes near them, like waiting to see if we were going to get Tim's iPod back when it was just like right next to all the sign-in booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that we just went back to the place we were staying for the night. This was about 11 o'clock, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was awesome.
No, yeah, it was a really fun time. The only regret, besides not meeting Justin Canigri and waiting an hour in that line to get my toilet paper signed.
Oh, your fault, Tim.
Yeah, shut up.
Okay, well anyway,
yeah, my only regret was we didn't get to stay another day.
Yeah, I think for this thing to be like fully enjoyed, you need at least 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff to do. We didn't really spend a lot of time in all the booths. There was a lot There's a lot we missed, and we only played like 2 games, maybe. We only tried out 2 different things.
Yeah, you guys played a lot of Battlefield 4.
I played Battlefield 4, and I played, we all played,
Skullgirls?
Skullgirls?
You don't remember that? When we played that
that
fighting game, Skullgirls?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
and then I also played that random, they had this little stand with like a little multiplayer.
Oh, the Tron.
It was like some kind of Tron game. I played that as well.
And didn't we play a little bit of Borderlands at one point too?
Maybe you did. I don't think I did that.
I think it was just me and Jacob. It was in that like.
Oh, I think maybe that was when you guys went off while Jack and I were at the Rooster Teeth booth.
Because that was right after the Tron thing. Because you met us at the Hotline Miami 2 booth.
Oh yeah, because right after that we went to like they had a row of PCs all with different. I think they were just at the booth was for a certain kind of PC, and they were just running different games on them.
Yeah. And yeah, I played some.
So I played some weird Diablo 3 knockoff.
Was it Torchlight or?
Probably.
Actually, no, it didn't look like Torchlight. It might have been like Path of Exile or something.
Yeah, something like that. But the gameplay was essentially the same. Now I know, Tim, you went back and you played Hotline Miami.
Yes, I did.
How was that?
It was really good. Like it was. I'm not gonna say surprisingly good, because I really liked the first game, and I didn't see
it. Looked like it was essentially the same game, though.
Well, that's the thing. Now, there was, leading up to this, Devolver, not Devolver Digital.
It's Demonation Games?
Demonation, I think. They basically came out and said that there's going to be 2 gameplay modes, where one...
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, not gameplay modes, but there's going to be like 2 different parts of the story, where one you're playing as a character who is starring in a movie that is the events of the first game, but like changed for whatever. Like instead of being just a dude in a jacket, he's like, I think his name's like the Pig Butcher, and he's like he's like has a pig mask on the entire
Oh,
time,
that's
like
cool.
a full outfit of pigs. Like he just looks.
That's
like a pig.
actually scary.
Yeah, but like the thing, what would happen was you'd go through the level, you'd murder everyone, and then like, I think the ending to the first level they showed, I think they're actually cutting this out because a lot of people had a problem with it. Was so yeah, you murder everyone, and then there's just this woman on the ground like bleeding out, or like she's not well, she's like beat up or whatever.
Wait, was this in the demo?
This isn't the demo I played, but it's been in gameplay they've shown before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you go through the level, you kill everyone, and then there's a woman on the ground, and then you kind of like crawl over her, and then you see your character pull his pants down.
Oh, no.
But then there's like it cuts to black, but then it like goes into like, you know, like after it cuts to black, it shows the same scene again where everyone's mopping up blood, and like all the guys get up, like all the guys you go to get up, and you find out that this has been a movie the entire time that you're filming. So not the events of Hotline Miami 1, just that level was just a movie.
Oh, okay.
That you were filming. And then they said there was going to be another group of characters you control called the fans, which were fans where they liked what Jacket did in the first game, you know, all of his vigilante work.
Yeah.
And they want to get the phone calls that Jacket was getting because they've stopped since, you know, the end of Hotline Miami 1. So Demonation or whatever claimed that the fans were going to be the exact same experience as Hotline Miami 1. Or not the exact same, but very similar to Hotline Miami 1. And
Is that what you were playing in the demo?
yes, I was playing a fan. Well, the demo was 2 parts. There was a fans level that started with, and then there was another one with just some other guy. I don't know if it's the movie star or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, so I played the fans level, and I had to say that was not completely different, but it was very different from the...
In a good way or a bad way?
No, it was in a good way, because, Jesse, you've played Hotline Miami 1.
Yeah,
yes.
I still need to beat it, but I'm like 2 levels from the end, I think.
Yeah, so did you beat the hospital part?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's the worst part of the game. So
yeah,
you
it really
passed
is.
That. But like, so you know how when you wear different masks, it gives you like different powers and all that. Well, it's the same with the fans level, except it's not different masks, not just different masks. It's different people wearing the masks.
Oh, so like when it's like a character selection instead of just the mask.
You just see the mask, but when you get out, like it's a different person every time that you're in the mask. So like, instead of, you know, just Jacket putting on a zebra mask, there's a guy who wears a zebra mask. There's a guy who wears a duck mask or whatever. And each one of them has that special ability.
Okay.
But
well, I mean, it's I guess like story-wise, it's different, but the gameplay is pretty much the same, right?
Well, even then, not really. Because like the masks do drastically different things this time, where they'll change up the gameplay. Like the zebra mask is, I don't know what it did in the first one. I don't even know there was a zebra mask in the first one. But it was like, it adds a roll that you can do to like dodge gunfire.
Oh, you know, I saw you doing that in the demo.
And then
that looked cool, actually.
There was the one that I played the zebra mask first, I think, or second. But the one that I enjoyed the most was there was a duck mask, and that's actually like 2 characters that wear the duck mask. One has a chainsaw, the other one has a gun.
Oh, okay.
So you can...
That's
like,
so cool.
Yeah, so like I think right click does the chainsaw, left click does the gun.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and they're following each other around, sort of like ice climbers from Super Smash Brothers. But yeah, that was my...
Wait, so what if one of them dies, but the other one doesn't?
Yeah, one of them dies, that's it. Like, you just got to start over. Which I think is the downside of that mask is, you know, you're kind of a bigger target.
Yeah, you definitely are.
But yeah, I think the other 2 masks were the cheetah one, which was in the first one.
Yeah, cheetah was in the first one.
Yeah, the Fist of Fury mask. Which It still remains the same.
Did they have Dennis, which was the wolf one where you start with a knife?
I do remember a wolf one. It was either a wolf one or a bear one.
No, the bear's in the second one, I thought.
Yeah, okay, so it wasn't Dennis.
I know Dennis is the wolf. It makes it where you start with a knife or melee weapon.
Yeah, I didn't see Dennis. They only had 4 masks. Excuse me. But yeah, so they the last mask was, I think it was a bear, and
well, you have 2 guns, right?
Yeah, 2 machine guns.
That's awesome.
And you can do that like you don't just shoot forward, like you can shoot like
that's so cool
around you. Yeah. So that I only played the duck mask or the goose mask and the zebra mask, but besides that, it was I saw the other ones being played because the line was like
when is it supposed to come out?
They still don't have a concrete release date. I think they said Q4 of this year, so late this year.
Okay, well, Q4 is what? Do you know?
I don't know what that is in industry terms.
November?
Maybe like
October,
August,
November,
sometime around there.
Okay.
Or like sometime after that, like in between that time and December 31st, I would imagine. So yeah, I'm really hyped for that game. Really hyped.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned. All right, we're back.
Yep.
This time we've got us some sour Warhead jelly beans
And by some, we mean like 3.
because we ate them all.
Yeah.
I was eating them before we took the break. Actually, I couldn't resist.
And I ate them. I'm eating them now. You can hear that nice sound coming through your ears. I'm sure everyone listening to this loves the sound of
Chewing.
chewing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway. One thing we were talking about right before the break was I don't know if anyone here's familiar with Watsky.
Independent West Coast rapper.
Yeah, hailing from L.A., right?
San Francisco, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, San Francisco.
Has
Yeah,
his shirt that you have.
Okay, I should know this.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know my geography, so I'm like, is that it? Where is that?
Somewhere in Canada.
Somewhere, yeah, Canada. An artist that I've been following since a year and a half ago, I'd say.
You may recognize him as William Shakespeare from
Epic Rap Battles of History.
The
He's
Seventh Doctor.
Right. I think in 2008 he was the slam poetry. What is that? What is that competition called?
Def Jam.
Yeah, Def Jam
something.
Slam Poetry Champion 2008, I believe.
Yeah.
He's also since 2009 he's been releasing rap albums, mixtapes, and LPs.
Yeah, and also been a not a frequent guest. He's been a guest on Epic Rap Battles of History twice.
Yeah, I know we've been referencing him for a couple of our podcasts now.
We have built this up, so it better be worth it.
For like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, last October we actually got to go to one of his concerts along with Wax, who's touring with.
As in
Hug a Hater tour.
The concert was also with Wax. Now we went with Wax. Like we were like, "Yo, Wax, you want to go to one of Wax's concerts?"
As much
like,
as I'd love to do that.
we called them up. Yeah, but
hey Wax, Watsy's playing. You coming? Like,
yeah, man, I can't do a good Wax. That's as good as I can do. Wax. He doesn't have a very like voice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have a voice where I can just be like do an imitation of him because he's sounds like a man.
But yeah. Have you listened? You have the CD for his first released album, just called Watsky, right?
Yes, I have. I think I downloaded everything that he's released so far via his Bandcamp and iTunes.
Which is it's Watsky, and then there's Nothing Like the First Time. There's New Kind of Sexy, and then there's Cardboard Castles.
There's also somewhere in there Wax and Modi. I don't know when that came out, but that was.
Oh no, you're right. I think it's the one thing I don't have by him.
Okay, it's only like 6 songs. I mean,
okay.
the songs are good, obviously, because he's.
I think as a general rule, I like all of the stuff he's released. I really like his 2 mixtapes.
Yeah.
Nothing Like the First Time and A New Kind of Sexy. On both of those, he uses he raps over like established samples.
Well, because that's I guess that's why they're mixtapes and not full albums.
Right.
Because he doesn't need to pay for a sample if it's just a mixtape.
Yeah, I know it. I thought they were really good though. I think some of my favorites off of Nothing Like the First Time. probably Rich Girl. And then Difference is the Differences, which is rapped over the beat from What's the Difference by Dr. Dre.
Yeah. For me, I'd have to say Nothing Like the First Time was I love Gummy Bear 100 Air.
Oh yeah. Did you hear the remix? Like he put it on YouTube.
I did. Didn't like it as much.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I mean, like, I don't know, the kind of like bounciness of the original beat, whatever that beat. I know it has to be a sampled beat because that would explain why he put the remix on YouTube and not the other one.
Yeah.
But whatever, like the bounciness of that kind of helped like the flow.
Yeah,
of the song
I agree.
To me.
Y'all don't really know about the what's
up?
Anyway.
But yeah, the I'm trying to think what other songs were on that EP the mixtape that I really liked. I liked Stupid Ass.
Oh yeah, I like that too. Did you see the music video for that as well?
Yeah, that was really good. Where you kind of like
he starts off naked and you're like, what's happening?
With like something in his hair, like it's just
yeah, and then like when he whips on his underwear.
Like it's just like a reverse. Like he
the entire music video is in reverse.
Yeah.
So you're seeing what happened. You're seeing the aftermath of whatever incident caused Watsky to become naked and is running down a trail.
Which doesn't really like. There's no incident to it. Like he just gets
he gets
vomited on and then just rips off all of his clothes.
Are you gonna want to walk around with vomit all over you? The answer's no.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, would I be naked? No.
But
I'd probably take my shirt off at least.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But anyway, also what I really liked on his on New Kind of Sexy, that mini mix he did with I believe it was Lupe Fiasco's
Show Goes On.
Show Must Go On or Show Goes On.
Yeah.
That was really good, even though it's only like a minute and a half.
Which ironically, Lupe Fiasco did not like the version that he put out. Like Lupe Fiasco put out. Like he hated that song.
Really?
Yeah. Ironically.
Did he like Watsy's? Did he hear it?
I don't know. Maybe he did. I'm sure since it uses beat, he's probably at least heard about it or something. But ironically, that is his most popular song.
Is it really?
The one that he hates is the one that he
loves.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, you mean? Well, I don't know if that's Watsky's most popular song.
I was gonna say I doubt that.
Pale Kid Raps Fast still has like 500 million views or whatever.
I mean, it's good, but he's got so much more to him than that. Like,
yeah, so much more than the fast rapping, which is
because the video like Pale Kid Raps Fast just makes it seem like he's just like this guy who like one day he's like, you know what, I'm gonna rap really fast, and like that's all there is to it.
But no, he has like his songs. A lot of his songs actually have like some kind of meaning to them, which is fun. But the only thing is, I know he doesn't want to be put in a box. And I can understand that, but he's kind of stopped doing the fast rapping a lot. Like on Cardboard Castles, I think he did it on maybe just on Fireworks, right? Like,
no, he did it on a Moral of the Story, didn't he?
Oh yeah, at one point in Moral of the Story as well.
And kind of on Ugly Faces.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're actually being proven wrong.
Well, by 3 songs. Point is, he did it a lot less on Cardboard Castles, and I get that, but that's sort of what drew me to him in the first place was the fast rapping, and then I found out that he's actually a talented songwriter and lyric writer and all that, and even like a storyteller because a lot of his songs tell stories and all that. Like
The Legend of Hard-Headed Ned?
Yes, which is a very weird song, but I love it. It's just, yeah.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time,
there was a boy named...
in a remote Tasmanian trailer park, there lived a little baby boy named Ned.
Nedson Wilbury. But yeah, do you know that was Dylan Saunders?
I did.
I did not know that. Like,
what else did Dylan Saunders do? Like, I know
he
for
did
the
like
name.
the backing vocals on a lot of Watsky's songs. Like he did what was that one song? Actually, a lot of the songs that I'm thinking of are from Watsky and Modi, so I don't know if you know them. Well, in Give a Hater a Hug, where there's at the end in the last chorus, we're like, give a hater a hug, and then you're in the background some guy like, give a hater a hug.
That's Dylan.
That's him. That's Dylan Saunders. The soulful, like he has like a soulful voice, like I'm trying to like compare him to someone. I don't know. Yeah.
What?
Right?
I thought it was just some girl like
some girl?
Well, at the end she's like, give a hater a hug.
Oh,
like,
that. I don't know.
Is that Dylan Saunders or
that was Dylan Saunders? Yeah, but that didn't sound girly to me.
I ain't talking lemonade.
Yeah, that sounded like a girl to you.
A little bit. I don't know.
But yeah, like he has this like soulful like giant black man voice. But yeah, he has like and he did like a like a hard Australian accent. Like that sounded a little bit like an Australian dude to me. Like,
See, I thought he was Australian.
yeah, right. Like that.
No, I actually did. Like until you just said that, I thought he was Australian.
Exactly. I don't know. He did a good job on that.
Yeah, he did.
I'm a little sad that he wasn't on like another song actually singing on Cardboard Castles, but
Yeah. Let me think. What's another good one? On his very first like self-released album, Watsky, he released the album and then he released the mixtape full of remixes for all the songs. There were a couple. I used to like always prefer the originals, but after recently I listened to some of the remakes, and some of them I like just as much as the original recordings. For instance, Hercules with flashing lights. That's so hype.
I will agree that I do like that.
I like it just as much as the original. It's so good.
Yeah, it fits rather well.
It does.
That's my one problem is a lot of them I think don't really fit. Like I can't name any off the top of my head.
No, Girl Next Door. That one does not work at all. Also, I think
I Got This Love doesn't really fit.
No, that works.
I don't know.
Not as well as the original one, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Run My Mouth, that was a good one. Using the beat from Sorry Miss Jackson, or just Miss Jackson from Outkast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
I liked Seizure Boy. I like the original beat to Seizure Boy more.
But, definitely.
But the remix is all right too.
One I loved the remix of Fight Fight Fight. That one was awesome. Till I Collapse.
Yeah, Till I Collapse.
That worked extremely well.
Yeah,
and really I like it just as. I mean, I love the original one too. I love the second one though.
There was one guy who did that, right? Like who did all the remixes of it.
Procrastination.
Oh yeah, that guy. He was pretty good. He's very talented in that regard.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I just the sample of the kids saying like fight, fight, fight. It goes like so well over Till I Collapse. It really does.
Yeah. No. I will say it's a good remix CD. I just prefer the originals most of the time.
I liked with color lines they used "Part in the USA" is like the that worked though.
Yeah, it worked. That's the funny thing. Like I don't
even though like the topic has nothing to do with like "Part in the USA" is like completely unrelated to like color lines.
Yeah, like race relations in America. Yeah. Put my hands up, playing that side.
But it worked like probably even more well than you'd think it would.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, one thing I've been meaning to ask you about, as for anyone who doesn't know, Watsky was on tour. He did quite a big tour after the release of Cardboard Castles last March.
It wasn't his tour.
Well, no,
it was the Warped tour.
Right. Well, it was a continuous thing though. Like even though it was called something else, he was literally from about April on. He was continuously on tour essentially. He did his Cardboard Castles tour from the release of his album March of 2013. And then he was on tour doing Cardboard Castles till about May or June. And then from then he started Hug a Hater sometime in the summer.
Yeah.
And then it went through October.
And then he joined the Warped tour.
And then he joined the Warped tour after that. So we saw him on the Hug a Hater tour with Wax.
Yeah, which was very good.
Yeah, it was a great concert. We were close enough to the stage. We were right up against the stage. You know, when Wax was rapping, his sweat was like dripping on us.
Yes.
As he's rapping.
And as I mentioned to Jesse beforehand, no matter like whenever I really hope this was just like bad luck or whatever, but no matter if they did like a flip off motion into the crowd or like a jerk off motion or whatever.
It was right in front of Tim.
Right? No, it wasn't either. It was either right in front of me or it was like
directed at him.
Directed at me. Like, fuck that guy in the creeper hat. Like, oh, that guy's such a dick. But yeah, I also got kicked in the head by Watsky doing a stage dive, which was fun.
Yeah. Watsky was pretty animated on the stage. Like during his last song, he climbed up into the rafters.
Yeah.
Which brings me to what I was going to ask you about. On his Warped tour, he was in Europe.
Yeah.
And
the stage dive.
Yes. He at the one point at the last song in his set, which I believe he did another brick in the wall, which is something he did.
Oh, it was
okay. It was another brick in the wall, and then it went into I don't give a fuck.
Well, it was I don't give a fuck, and then like there was an interlude that was brick in the wall.
Okay,
and then he continued with that. That's what happened at our show.
Okay, I think it was the same thing. So like, I watched the clip. They have a clip on YouTube where you can watch him like jumping off. And so it's like during another brick in the wall, he climbs up into the rafter, like the light fixtures above the stage, which unlike our show was very high over the audience. It was like, yeah, it was extremely high. So he climbs up there and then he jumps into the crowd. He landed on someone, sending him to the hospital.
2 people, wasn't it? I think he sent 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. And since then, you know, he in a very big, on his Facebook page, in a very big explanation, he explained how, you know, how extremely sorry he was, what a stupid thing that was, how, you know, he went to the hospital like constantly to visit them, constantly send his apologies and stuff, but still a lot of people, I think, got pretty mad over this, you know, saying he was like careless and doesn't care about his fans and just does stupid things.
Well, I can understand people being angry at him because, like, when you first hear it, you're like, oh, he injured people on stage. That must have been an accident. When you actually look at it, you're like, how did you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, no, I agree.
But, I mean, you know, heat of the moment sort of thing. Like, I'm sure he didn't actually think he was going to hurt anyone, obviously. And it was probably just like in the moment. I always jump off stuff at the end of my show, so I got to make it big or whatever.
See, it goes back into like in his past, you know, he was saying like, I think it was in one of his poems, because he also does spoken word. He talked about how like, you know, he wasn't able to do like a very highly supervised stage dive when he was in middle school or high school.
Well, because he was scared of heights as a kid, wasn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is like goes back to that. So maybe he's like found newfound confidence, which obviously doesn't excuse the fact that he did that.
But he was sorry about it. He admitted it was stupid.
He explained that he's like I have deep regrets about this, and you know I don't want my fans to think I don't care or anything like that. So I've heard people say, you know, that the fact that this happened kind of like contradicts everything he's been rapping about in the past.
I think that's a little extreme. I mean, you know,
or like the image that he's been portraying is like someone who's just like very, you know, cautious and calculated and stuff. Like he just does this reckless thing, so it like goes against his whole image.
Yeah, I'd say so. Although,
do you agree with that, or do you think that was just a bad mistake?
I would agree that. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you don't ever see.
Because again, like out of the show, like you said, you got kicked in the head.
Which once again didn't mean. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. Like it was.
Tasha got kicked in the head as well.
Wait, did she?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I mean,
like it just. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm probably too close to the mic there. It's kind of like, yeah, it goes against what I imagined him as, but like I can still see him doing it. Like he wants to put on a good show. Of course, he's gonna do like some crazy stunts or everything. You know, it's
yeah.
Not that hard to imagine, but it's I think it was stupid that he does it, did it, and obviously he thinks it was stupid that he did it, and everyone thinks it's stupid that he did it. But I can both understand why he would do that, and I'm accepting of his.
It doesn't really change my view on him.
Yeah,
like I still like him just as much as an artist. Obviously, he's done. I don't know. In the show, he made some stupid mistakes, but it's obvious that he regrets it. It's not like he doesn't care. They're just like goes past and like whatever.
Yeah, and you know, this compared to what other rappers are doing, like, you know, talking about like he doesn't
jumping and stomping on the crowd because they're mad. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't a rapper, but I'm pretty sure Cat Williams, the comedian, has jumped into the crowd multiple times.
Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day has angrily jumped into crowds, trying to stomp on their heads.
Why? Oh God. Oh, Billy Joe Armstrong. Was this back when they were like?
No, this is fairly
recently.
A couple years ago.
Okay, so yeah, that is surprising because they've kind of, I don't want to say softened up, but they're not like the punk rock band that they used to be. And yeah, just getting stomped on, but that'd be an interesting story right there. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't hold anything against him. Although I will say, recently, like a couple months back, Watsky basically announced that he was started recording a new album. And one of the things, like some of the comments were both like extremely mean and also hilarious. Like one of the first ones, I don't think it was a joke.
Wait. So this was people commenting on his Facebook.
On his
Facebook.
Yeah,
I've seen these.
Where he says, like, one of the first comments was blatantly just like, "Is it going to include the part where you hospitalize 2 of your fans?"
Oh.
And then like, Watsky kind of answered in a sort of like, yeah, I'm gonna address it. Any other questions? Like kind of pissed off sort of tone. But the other, like some of them were like, I bet people will be jumping from the rafters to get it. Or I bet,
my God.
I bet the album should be called something like "Reaching New Heights" or something like that. Like, oh, God.
It's a mixture of hilarious and yet I feel bad for Watsky.
Yeah.
I mean, look again. It's a stupid mistake, but it's obvious.
Just he's
And
sorry.
I'm not like defending his actions, but I don't know. It's clear. I don't think people should harp on it. Like I don't think this is like defines him.
Yeah. Although if he ever comes back to Connecticut and does another concert, I really do hope.
He pinky promised me. He actually did. I pinky promised
seriously?
Watsky to come back.
Nice.
So
you have to do it, Watsky.
Yeah, he's got it.
And I know you're listening, so yeah, you got to come back.
It was awesome. But yeah, this just about wraps up another episode.
Already?
Yeah, it's a shorter one.
Wraps up the box.
No,
Okay.
no,
Whatever.
not this time. But yeah, hopefully next time we'll have a couple other people joining us.
Maybe finally
studio.
Jacob.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on when we
Maybe
record.
we'll bring in Paulo in on this operation.
Yeah, just get the whole DCTF crew. Just bring them all in. That's like 40 people. So that will be fun.
In a studio with 4 mics.
Well, that's 10 mics per person, or that's 10 mics per person. That's 10 person per mic. So
That's some math you're doing right there.
yeah.
But anyway, that's it for today.
Yeah. So see you next week and
Outro music.